Good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to another episode of Zooster Theater. We have another scene here with our two Firefly Malkavians, Abbot Winston the Scholar and Legate Seth Cardigan. Winston has made request of his pack priest to be able to get a little bit more guidance, not on a spiritual level, but more of accessing his blood. So we shall return to see these two as they stalk the knights. So, Winston, you've grown a little bit in your understanding of the powers of our blood since I've brought you across, correct?
I have. Yeah. Yes, I have.
Have you been practicing and honing your abilities? Da, 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 da,
Somewhat. Um, I have not had many opportunities, but I have practiced where I could, and it can be quite fun to mess with mortals.
da. Yes, that is true. It is a little bit more difficult to use it upon ourselves. I do recall seeing a bit of an intense look from you on Smiling Jack when he crashed our party the other day, and you were looking at him, but I think you were looking at him differently than I was when I was staring intently. What was it that you saw when you looked?
I saw. Um, I can't remember.
Ah, so we were looking at
Um,
colors, or were you looking at images? Dun, 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 dun,
hmm,
dun, 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 dun,
I
dun.
was looking at colors, I think.
Okay. That is something that I have not done yet to be able to see colors. So I'm gonna see if I can try that. So how about before we head off and put our skills to the test, let's just do a quick little search. You try to stare intently at me and try to focus on more than just the colors. And I'm going to look at you and try to see if I can focus on colors.
Mm,
So you've got your empathy roll.
yeah. Mm, just a sec. -1 because he's suffering from depression.
Okay.
So I can't see anything.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to share what I see because it's how I interpret it or how I view it is not important. But with 5 successes, I see very clearly into your true nature and soul. I can't quite. No, I still can't quite see your actual emotional state. I don't see your emotional state.
Mm,
So that's a handy trick to
um,
have. When you're dealing with others of our kind, truth is rarely transcribed, especially on those that we don't know closely. Knowing whether or not they're nervous or anxious, or what their feelings are on a subject, can give you a true layer. Maybe practicing
understanding.
mundane, maybe practicing mundane methods of understanding. read a psychology book or something. You're the scholar, correct?
I am.
Da-da-da.
Understanding is a three-edged sword.
That is true. That is true. Maybe I should get a book. What is it? A guy named Spock in the 60s wrote a book about child rearing that might help me with dealing with you and Alistair.
Uh,
Uh,
does it say anything about blood or fangs?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it does. So, all right. Well, let's go and do some caroling. It's that time of year.
Uh,
We can do some caroling, go place to place, and sing our hearts out, and see what see what you can see, and see what we can do for others individuals.
sounds like fun.
Have you used your birthright on yourself before?
On myself? No.
Yes. You can affect your own beast just as much as you can affect somebody else's.
I had not thought of that.
What do you want to try to do? Do you want to try to enhance, strengthen your beast, or do you want to try to calm it down?
Hmm. It might not go over well if we go caroling and end up ripping someone's throat out. So probably try to calm it a bit.
All right.
Good doggy.
All right. Well, try to blunt your passion then.
Hmm.
That'll be charisma and empathy with the difficulty of your humanity.
Yeah, yeah. And -1. Humanity 3. So that's 3 successes.
Excuse me.
No problem.
All right. So that's enough to get you through this night at least. All right. So, do you mind if I drive?
Go ahead.
All
He
right.
hands you the keys.
All right. You can ride shotgun. Let's go.
Yay!
So I'll
And
get
he
in and
gets
start up
in.
the vehicle.
Yeah.
He's even when I'm not doing it, he's pretty much going to be humming Christmas songs throughout the entire scene that he's with you.
Uh,
When I'm thinking about it, I'll try to do it to keep it up. But
yeah. No problem. But we just assume it.
so
Um,
tell me, Winston, about your visit with the Eminence. How did that go? You said he gave you a book for some learning?
he did. He did. It is a very interesting book, and I wish that I will attempt to study it in the nights to come. It is very very interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've really seen anything quite codified like that from what you were saying. So, sounds like you're well on your way in his books for getting education. Though maybe he understands that you're more of a book learner and I'm more of a hands-on learner, as
Well,
he's
I
inviting me.
well I do made a living with books, so it has a certain appeal to it that I would make my unliving of in books.
Have you considered, since especially with Smiling Jack's visit, on discussing about how to have control of our beast, have you considered inquiring with the eminence about getting tutored on the path that he follows?
What path does he follow?
I don't know. I've never asked him. And I haven't met him since I've had an opportunity to be able to peer into people's souls. So, whichever path he is, he appears to have very good control of his beast, so he's probably an expert at it.
Hmm. That might be an idea worth considering.
I know the Inquisitor is a Nautist, the Path of Cain. That's a fairly scholarly path. I'm not sure if it's the same one that the professor follows, as he seemed to indicate that the Inquisitor would be better suited for that education, but might be something worth looking into discussing next time you have an opportunity to bend the professor's ear.
Hmm. I shall. Ooh, so much to do, so little time. Or eternity is a long time, actually. Hmm.
Okay, you can make, yeah, I'll get you to roll your Auspex, just your
Yep.
Auspex dice.
Just my Auspex rating, nothing else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right. Your, kind of like the hairs on the back of your neck kind of seem to prickle a little bit, like there's something potentially dangerous approaching.
Hmm. And he Winston immediately tenses, and then his eyes dart to and fro
Okay, make a perception
inside the
alertness
vehicle.
roll.
Perception alertness. That's ah, okay. I only had one success before because I forgot to subtract
That still
the.
would, that'll still be enough.
Okay. So
All right. So you're looking around, you don't really notice or see anything. And
something, but
uh,
something's wrong. Something's not right.
something's wrong? No? Uh well, I don't notice anything. Don't worry, Winston. You can trust that I have your best interests at heart. And he pulls the car up and puts it into park and shuts it off.
Hmm?
Come, let's, and you can kind of hear the sound of music and singing in the background. Come,
Hmm?
let's go do some caroling. And Seth gets out of the car.
Yay! Will there be cookies? He says to no one in particular before he gets out and follows Seth.
Get onto the passenger seat, and standing next to the car, you kind of understand what your sixth sense was telling you, as Seth has parked us in front of a church.
Oh, um, what is happening?
Well, to truly
Oh, okay.
understand,
Off play. My screen is making funny blinks at the moment. I don't really.
okay,
Just a sec. I'll try to. Um, okay, I will need to log out and get back in because this is not okay. I'll be right back.
okay.
That was fucking weird.
Hmm.
Okay,
Welcome back, child.
thank you. So where were we?
We had just gotten out of a car in front of a church.
Okay, the dice stream isn't coming up. Ah, there we go. And Winston looks at the church and he tenses even more now as he stares at the building the way a mortal would stare at an approaching tiger, I guess. Um, and he's like frozen in place.
To truly understand what makes our blood work, we have to understand our own foibles and understand that sometimes we have to overcome where we are. Nothing will hurt you. This, I will admit to you that I have not the exact same aversion or predicament, but I similarly have a weakness tied in with those of religious bent. But I've tested this place out. There's nobody that is a potent enough belief to be a threat to us on a natural level.
Winston nods slightly, as if hearing your voice far away. He looks around, studies the building, and he just stands there for a moment. But he looks at you, and after a while he tries to take a deep breath and says, "Oh well, he would have taken a deep breath if he was mortal, but he does the
Well, you're still
okay."
freshly made. You could still have that as a reaction.
So he takes a deep breath and then he says, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah, let's go caroling. And singing is going to be usable for our gifts. So as we go in and sing, try to affect those around us to be able to have something happen. And
Yeah.
let's give them a parting gift for our visit here.
And
And
the first,
Seth
yeah.
gestures for you to lead the way into the church.
Winston opens the door to the church and enters.
Okay. And I
Um,
think at that point, you will probably have to make your self-control roll as you will see a cross inside. But thanks to you dulling your passions, you will have a -2 to the difficulty of the roll.
Yay! And the difficulty is my willpower, right? No, not the
I'm not
difficulty.
I'm
The
not
the number
sure
of dice
how.
is my willpower.
No, it's your self-control. So you're a
My
self-control.
self-control. Okay, that's
I
3
believe.
minus 1 piece.
We can double check quickly, unless you have written down what your
Yeah, I have my self-control dice.
looking here. Repelled by crosses. Oh, it is willpower. It's normally difficulty 9. For you, it's going to be difficulty 7.
Yeah, and it's my number of willpower points.
Yeah. No, your willpower ability, not how many points you have.
Okay, so it's my willpower dots.
Yeah, your willpower
Oh,
dots.
okay.
And
That's
difficulty
a
7.
I budget. No, I don't budget, but I feel it.
Uh, well, wait. I'm trying to see your numbers here. Is that 1817432? Oh,
811432275.
okay. All right. So, how are you going to deal with
React. Well, the second Winston notices the cross, something in him just goes like white, not rage, but white panic, if you understand what I mean. Like, and he just races back out the church and pushes open the door. I think I want to try to see if I can keep him from fail. And he screams as he runs out of the church. I need to get away from here. I need to get away from here. And he basically accidentally knocks over an elderly man coming into the church. And he runs all the way back to the car.
Okay. What do you do when you get to the car?
He pauses and then he uh, tries to compose himself, um, to like to get a little bit. He tries to calm himself down, which is um, just a sec.
But you're not confronted by the cross anymore, so
No, yeah, I'm away from it, so it doesn't really infect me.
you can just calm down naturally,
Yeah, he does.
especially with your back to the place.
Yeah, and he stands there and uses the like the next maybe minute or so to compose himself. Uh,
Oh, Winston, Winston, Winston.
that, that was thoroughly unpleasant.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse. But you've had
Uh,
shown so much steely resolve. I thought you might be able to grit your teeth and bear through it uh, without incident. Sorry, it was a spur of the moment after we tried reading each other to check this out, as I could tell that this might be a complication in your life. All
well,
right, well,
now I know.
let's uh, let's try house to house caroling then. We'll
That's
just
a
leave the
better
car
idea.
parked here. Let's wander wander the neighborhood.
Um, and Winston follows him, now completely at ease again, and no problem.
Okay. All right. So we'll get outside of a house and let's make charisma perform checks to start caroling.
Charisma. Okay, so I don't have any dots in perform,
So
and I only have,
just your charisma dice.
yeah, -1. And since I don't have any dots in perform, doesn't that give me a 1 die penalty also,
No,
or
just minus +1 to the difficulty.
okay? And Winston tries to sing, but he sings completely out of tune. So bad, in fact, that it's that people uh,
They
they
look out the
frown. That
Yeah, they look out the window at us.
yeah.
I'm not great, but at least I can almost carry a tune. I don't even know if you know the words to what you're trying to sing, but um, they turn their step lights off, and well, we're not going to get invited in for snacks if we continue doing this. So let's try the next house. So we'll try one more house here and see what our how our luck goes.
They are very unappreciative of our talent.
Oh yeah, that's we are yeah, people are like yelling at us to oh
Take the horse with boughs of holly.
yeah. Da-dum-bum-bum. Something else about Santa. Da 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 da.
Exactly.
We want to say Merry Christmas somehow. La 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 la
La
la
la la
la.
la la.
Uh,
Uh, I have a feeling that they don't appreciate
they
music,
don't
sire.
they don't appreciate good music. Do people not go caroling nowadays? I don't get it. Back in the I snacked on somebody earlier tonight. She remembers going caroling as a child. I figured it would be a good activity for training.
Hmm.
Uh, she was old, so I guess maybe her memory's fading and I just don't remember the words properly. All right.
Well,
So,
third time's the charm.
Yeah, let's try one more house. Let's try one more house. Let's see if we can get get invited in for snacks, or at least get people to pay attention and listen to us.
And this time, Winston, he doesn't. He's no Pavarotti, but he at least carries a tune, and that's an improvement.
There you go. And I'm carrying a tune as well, so we actually do get an audience here. Is there anything that you are wanting to enact on this family while you and I are singing?
Hmm. Well, have they opened the door to listen to us sing, or
Yeah, yeah, they've
okay?
opened the door to listen to us sing.
Well, then maybe we could.
Well, whatever you're choosing to do, because we're singing,
Yeah.
so it's not like we're discussing, unless you've
No, no,
got
of course not.
telepathy already.
No. Well, I'm going to use uh, uh I'm going to use the imitation two to get them to let's see.
You
Some
don't
so,
get to
so,
choose it. You just pick it.
yeah.
Oh, this is not good. Okay, so you're using demontation too?
Yep.
Okay, you can make your roll.
Ah, wrong roll. I forgot to subtract one die. And I botched it completely.
You failed.
I failed miserably.
I triple botched.
um,
I'm gonna say that I am. Oh, and demontation level 2 costs a blood point, right?
yeah, I
Um,
think so.
I am going to say that I need to make a courage roll because I just went full bore batshit, and I'm going to let the storytellers know to see if I get a temporary derangement from this. All right, so 4 successes on my courage roll. Thank goodness I'm courageous.
I'm taking
And
it.
but I totally just, so we're singing, yeah, jingle bells, and then fire rains down upon us, and I don't know what I'm saying right now. So then he starts just sliding right into trying to be the a cappella music to your lyrics. People are very much put off, and they end up closing the door and bowing out as our attempt to mess with them is
Totally done.
not very
Destroyed.
successful and takes a terrible turn.
Um,
Uh,
Next to us,
Away from
I
me!
see.
He pulls out the keys and he throws your keys at you.
Oh, I catch them.
Oh,
What's?
make your dex
Oh yeah, of course. I need to make a dex roll
your
for that. Sorry.
dex athletics. You want to catch the keys.
Uh, Dex athletics. Oh, chance roll. One die. I don't.
Okay, yeah. So
Um,
you try to grab them and they
yeah.
hit you and fall to the ground.
And I look at you puzzled. I was like, what is it, sire?
You're you're acting on them. You're an agent of them. I can tell it. I can see it in you. And I am, while I go to roll my dice, do you want to tell me what you get when you add your perception and self-control?
My perception and self control. I 6.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I successfully do the haunting on you for a week.
Hello.
It's not going to
Okay.
affect any this scene, but just keep that in mind for further scenes.
Yeah. Actually, this is going to maybe okay. Would this have impacted anything in the scene with KK
Nope,
and Alice?
nope.
Okay.
Because haunting usually works when you're alone,
Oh yeah.
alone mostly at night, and it's your repressed fears, guilty memories, or anything else. So I'm assuming that my nightmare flaw just went full bore batshit crazy on me.
Uh,
Get away! Get away! I know you're spying on me. I know what you're doing. You're reporting to them. You're wanting to know what Kane's up to, and you're reporting to them so that they can defend. But the sword will get you, no matter what you guys do, no matter what you try. Your sins of the millennia are piled upon you. Get away from me! And he turns around and starts running down the street.
and Winston just stands there for a moment, totally nonplussed about what just happened, but um, he
As I,
picks up
as I,
his
sorry, yeah.
yeah, and he picks up his keys.
And as I'm running, I'll spend another point of blood, but it's a totally wasted point of blood because I can't actually do what I'm trying to do. Um, because I've been trying to learn obtenebration. So spending a point of blood, but nothing works. But my obfuscate will kick in, and I will vanish from other people's sight, and you see me take off into the night. And we will end our
Yeah.
fun little training scene now. So thank you guys. Uh, Look forward to seeing Winston deal with other insane members of our pack, and we'll see how this carries out in Seth Cardigan for the nights to come.
Yeah.
Thank you for viewing. Sleep tight.